Let's dive in. Just like in the last update, the real tea comes from the walkie-talkie between Fletcher Kane's crew. Now the actual convos? Straight up unhinged. Fletcher's security is so cringe, even a creative mode bot could break into his vault. One day, it's a stolen car. Next, it's a full-blown robbery. Dudes getting clowned left and right. But if you look past his angry rants, there's some wild lore in there. First, Kane legit wants to take Midas's hands. Not even joking. Either to get unlimited gold, or as a twisted keepsake from his old rival. Second, my Dago theory confirmed. After beating Shogun, Buddy fully lost it. Now he thinks it's his divine mission to save Oninoshima. His plan? Teaming up with the Baron to rebuild the Mask of Destruction. And if you're like, wait, what mask? Here's the quick lore rundown. Thousands of years ago, ancient masters forged this insane artifact that boosted the wielder's magic to crazy levels. Back stable, it ripped open portals had to deal with literal demon invasions. That's when everyone finally said, yeah, we messed up, and teamed up to destroy the mask and banish magic from the island. And spoiler, didn't fully work. They got completely banned. But Dago, he knows exactly how to bring it back, and he's not even hiding it anymore. Turns out, Daigo's clan has been passing down forbidden knowledge for generations. And now, he's trying to fix his ancestors' mistakes by restoring the Mask of Destruction. His method? Kintsugi, the ancient art of repairing things with gold. Problem is, it takes a lot of gold. And who's got more bars than anyone else on the island? Yup, Fletcher Kane. The Baron agrees to help, but of course, he wants something in return. Most likely, he's after the 0-point shard. And just like that, the pieces start falling into place. Dago helps Kane reach the spirit realm. And in exchange, Kane bankrolls him with gold and arms his crew with enchanted masks. And maybe, just maybe, this time, Dago's plan might actually work. Now, unless you've been living under the dome, you've probably heard the next season is going to be full-on Star Wars. At first, it wasn't super clear how Epic was going to tie a Galactic level crossover into the current storyline, especially since there's literally no sign of it on the island right now. But I've got a theory. Think about it. Right now, everyone is obsessed with the 0-point shard. Hope, Jones, Kane, even Midas. But they all want it for different reasons. Some want to hide it, some want to use it. Look at the 7. Basically, the 0-point hits you with a debuff IRL. Anyone who touches it ends up catching serious L's. So here's what I think's gonna happen. Dago gets what he wants, bails on Kane, and, shocker, screws things up again. That's when we have to clean up the mess. My guess? After his little magical mishap, a new rift opens in the sky. And boom, Imperial Death Star start creeping into the picture. Not all at once, of course. Epic loves a slow burn. Most likely, after Daigo dives into the portal, we'll start seeing something approach the island. Maybe even the Death Star itself, looming closer each day. And yeah, it gets wilder from there. So here's what we know. The next season's only gonna last a month, from May to June. Which means, yeah, there's always a bigger fish. The Sith invasion of Oninoshima probably won't be the main problem. The real chaos? That's likely gonna come from someone triggering the 0-point shard, and a few very star-studded visitors showing up. Remember Chapter 2? Season 6? When we were all running around with makeshift did the last reality, like sharks smelling blood. They pulled up fast, bringing another apocalyptic mess to the island. And now, I think we're heading down the same road. I'm almost 100% convinced that activating the 0-point shard, or whatever happens with this whole Star Wars arc, is gonna ping the last reality. And once that happens, Nothing and their alien army will be on their way. Especially with all the teases we've had across the past 2 chapters. Like the graffiti. Hope's been drawing that weird TV again. You know, the one that's been popping up every season. Don't forget, Hope's drawings always predict the future. That's kind of her whole thing. Then there's the recently leaked rap design. No name, no tags, but the style looks exactly like armor from a certain unreleased general skin. And that screams last reality. Let's not ignore the mystery around the shards either. What if nothing's already collecting 0-point fragments across realities, piecing them together to find the core? Oh, and let's not forget that whole dark force lurking in the spirit realm. The one they keep teasing, but never fully reveal. I'm betting that's a completely different threat. some demon-tier entity that can mess with people's minds. So here's the timeline as I see it. First, the Empire invades Oninoshima. Then, we face the Spirit Realm, a second war of destruction. And finally, just before the chapter ends, the last reality returns to kick off another full-blown end-of-the-world scenario. At least, that's my theory. And honestly, data miners are saying Chapter 6 will have 6 seasons instead of the usual 4. So there's more than enough time for the story to spiral. If I'm right, this island is oh yeah, buddy loopers, light a candle, cross your fingers, and drop a like if you want this theory to be true. Because I really think next season finale is about to level up the storyline hard, and the end of the chapter is creeping up fast. Fun fact, if you take down the Baron, Dago just straight up cancels his ritual and dips like nothing happened. Looks like the Loopers teamed up with Dago to absolutely cyberbully the furry dude off the island for good. Now, even though today is all about the final live event of that season, we cannot ignore what's cooking for Season 3 of Fortnite, especially since it's looking like a full-blown Star Wars theme. Why? Because this weekend, there's a big Star Wars event going down in Japan, and rumor is they might drop the first teaser, or even the trailer for the new season there. And check this, the official promo card for that event? On the back, it's got the 2 Fortnite Star Wars skins from back in December. Kinda like how they teased the Marvel season at D23 last year, same energy. So yeah, if it's going down, you know I'll be covering it all right here. Speaking of leaks, a big one just dropped. General Grievous might be joining the season as a full boss. Yeah, 4 lightsabers and all. If that happens, big win for Epic. Season 3 officially drops May 2nd, but before that, we're getting real close to the season-ending event. And yep, everything about it just leaked. And honestly, are you ready for an epic boss fight, dramatic twists, and a galactic invasion? If so, let's break it all down. This season, we had Fletcher Kane basically bankroll Daigo to rebuild a certain mask. Now, this wasn't just any mask. It was the one that literally caused a war against clans on Oninoshima back in the day. It used to be in Daigo's workshop behind glass, locked away for a reason. But Daigo, for some reason, decided to fix it. Huge mistake. There was an all-out war back then because the masks were insanely overpowered. Epic didn't show much of it in-game, but Feral's made a dope animation that showed what those masks could do. Absolute chaos. These ancient masks were so dangerous that they were destroyed from overuse. And Daigo? He's a direct descendant of the ones who originally created them. That's why he has the skills to create new ones. It runs in the family. So when you notice that creepy energy around his workshop at Masked Meadows, yeah, that's because the sprite blender for creating magic masks been reactivated and is ready for action. You can actually see the completed mask under the shop, fully powered up. And Daigo's definitely about to use it. Meanwhile, Fletcher Kane thinks Daigo's just gonna hand over the mask to him, thinking he's about to become the most powerful guy on the island. But here's what Kane doesn't know. Daigo's real plan is to open a portal to the Spirit Realm and retrieve the 0-point shard that landed there way back at the start of Chapter 6. Why he wants it? Still unclear, but he's going for it. I originally thought Daigo might use that floating island portal that shows up mid-match, but that would cause a bunch of timeline issues since the island only appears later in the game. So instead, Fortnite found a workaround. They've built a new portal and it's located in Magic Mosses. The final event of the season is happening right there. Right now, the portal has already passed 5 phases of extractions and is ready to bring chaos. It's the same type of portal we saw back in the Chapter 6 Season 1 event. At the beginning of this week, the build-up started with a series of dramatic moments leading up to the actual finale. Before the main event kicked off during the week, the portal triggered 5 explosions. These weren't just for show. They shot upward into the sky, starting small but getting way more intense each time. By the 5th one, which happened the same day as the finale event, the explosion will be so strong that it literally launched rocks into the air. These aren't the actual event. This is basically the countdown. Kind of like how in Season 1 we saw Daigo standing in front of the portal, lighting up 1 mask per day. That was the signal the event was close. This time, it's explosions. And during each of these energy bursts, Daigo is going to appear in front of the portal, use the mask to blast energy into it, and then dip. He'll do this 5 times, and after the final one, the portal will be weak enough to move on to Phase 2. Here's where things escalate. Phase 2 kicks off with an alliance between Dago and Fletcher Kane. Yep, you heard that right. Dago's gonna begin a ritual at the portal using the energy from those 5 previous blasts. You'll see him right in front of the portal performing the ritual, but we, the loopers, have to interrupt him before he completes it. Thing is, Fletcher Kane isn't just gonna let us waltz in. He's now acting as Dago's bodyguard. At one point, Dago even tells him, "Make yourself useful, protect me." That's our cue. We'll have to fight Fletcher Kane in real time during the event. Now, we've already seen Kane as boss in the Battle Royale, and he's not too hard to beat there. You fight him to get his medallion. But this ain't gonna be the same. For the event, he'll be buffed with new attacks, and probably a bigger health pool, making it a legit boss battle. Probably something similar to how we fought the Doombot back in Chapter 5, and then, in the event, we encounter Doom in all his glory. So yeah, we're in for a pretty hype showdown, and this is just the beginning. This event won't be just another cinematic, it's interactive. You'll actually need to do stuff, and step 1 is fighting Fletcher Kane. Once you beat him, he'll hit you with a dramatic, "I was the only one who could save the island" moment. Classic. But it's already too late. Dago completes his ritual, pulls out the daggers, the ones originally meant for Night Rose, and runs straight into the portal. As soon as he enters, the portal shuts down. Boom. End of event. And just like that, Dago is gone, deep into the spirit realm, and yup, even after 2 whole seasons of teasing, we still don't get to go inside. You'd think we'd finally get to explore it, maybe fight some demons, save Jade the hard way. But nope, Dago just yanks her out like she was hiding in a closet or something last season. Wild. Now the next big thing is the build-up for Season 3. After the event, the portal will stay shut, but something's coming. Look up in the sky, and you'll see it, a mysterious orb. Data miners already confirmed, it's the Death Star. Yup, Star Wars is officially pulling up. Just like Galactus did back in the day, the Death Star will slowly move closer to the island day by day. At first, it'll just look like a plain ball with no details, but the closer it gets, the more you'll see. By the time Season 3 is in full swing, it'll be right up against the map. It's gonna be insane. Oh, and based on how Fortnite usually changes parts of the island each season, Season 2 revamped the west, it's looking like the north side is next. Especially since the Dago event is happening up near Magic Mosses. Could be, we'll get a new volcanic location, maybe inspired by something from Star Wars. If there's a classic volcanic city in Star Wars lore, that could be our next hotspot. And I know there are a lot of Star Wars fans out there, so drop some cool location names from the saga in the comments. What can we expect? And guys, let's be honest, the event itself will be cool. I think it'll be even better than the first season of lore. Fingers crossed. And for those of you who still think the lore is weird, like how the spirit realm could be connected to Star Wars and all that, let me remind you of the Star Wars event from Chapter 2, Season 1, when we first heard Palpatine and interacted with the same blue box we're dealing with this season. It was already part of the lore back then. But enough talking, check out this event that happened 5 years ago.
premiere of a scene from Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, which is in theaters on Friday, December 20th.
I am in this scene. Let's check it out. I'm in the scene, definitely.
He's not.
I'm in the scene.
He's not.
Watch out for me in the scene.
You won't see him.
Credentials and manifest.
Give people what they want.
I was unbelievable.
You were
Oh
not- you were not
boy,
in that scene.
I was in that scene. I
not
was the one that fell down and said, "Oops, my knees hurt." That was me. I hope you kept my audio.
Some of your finest work. Well, all you folks, Demise, we see Lulupo, all you, show us your favorite emote about what you thought of that scene from The Rise of Skywalker.
JJ, you want to dance with me real quick?
Sure, I'd love to.
Okay, in 3,
you ask.
2, 1, 2, 1. Sorry, I got to warm up. Here we go.
I got the wiggle.
You got the moves,
I got the wiggle.
Abrams.
How are you able to
I got
wiggle
the
like
wiggle.
that when your
Well-
pants and your clothes are so tight on you? How could you even move?
This is how I roll.
I can hear the stitches breaking
Come
every
on,
time
man.
you wiggle. Oh, there I go, there I go, there I go. What's that here? Okay.
FN143. Thanks, everyone. This was really fun.
FN143.
It's amazing to do this for the first time inside of Fortnite. We are so excited about the film, JJ.
Thank
we'll
you.
see it obviously next Friday. And FN, we'll look out for your scene.
Thank you, guys. Thanks so much.
He's not in the movie.
I will be in the movie. Thank you.
Cut out. All right.
Thank you all.
Well, thanks very much, JJ. Great to see you.
Bye-bye.
We will see you again soon, hopefully inside of
I'm
Fortnite.
running.
All right, off you go.
Watch me go.
Back over the phone. Watch me
Whoa!
go.
Hands
Watch me go.
behind.
And I'm done.
There goes JJ. But before we leave you, we have one last question that is going to be a very important decision that everyone around the world makes. It's going to tell us a little bit about you. The question is, what is your favorite lightsaber?
What a
You don't
question.
get to answer this, FN.
Okay, I might though.
Yeah, you can- well, do you have a favorite?
What are the choices?
Yes. All right. Well, you've got. It looks like we've got red, we've got purple, we've got green, and we've got blue.
Whoa, what's that?
What's going on? I don't know. I've got a really bad feeling about
What
it.
is that? I gotta go. They're gonna see that I'm here. I'm gonna get in a lot of trouble. I gotta go on this bouncy ball. I gotta go on this bouncy ball. Bye-bye. That's my catchphrase. Bye-bye.
At last the work of generations is complete. The great error is corrected. The day of victory is at hand. The day of revenge. The day of the Sith.